The film opens with Kenna Rowan being released from prison after serving 5 years for a tragic mistake that cost her the life of her boyfriend, Scotty. She carries a single duffel bag and an unshakable weight of guilt. Her only thought is of her daughter, 4-year-old Diem, whom she's never been able to meet. The streets feel foreign, every face judgmental. Her hope flickers between desperation and determination. She sets off to the small town Scotty once called home, where her child is being raised. Kenna arrives in town, but whispers follow her. Her reputation has preceded her. Most see her as reckless, undeserving of forgiveness. She learns that Ledger Ward, Scotty's best friend and now Diem's guardian, has custody. Kenna lingers outside Ledger's bar, too afraid to face him directly. Her heart aches seeing Ledger with Diem happy and safe. She realizes earning trust will be harder than she ever imagined. Kenna musters courage and introduces herself to Ledger. Ledger's anger is raw, his words sharp. He calls her a danger unfit to be around Diem. He believes she'll disrupt the stable life he built for the child. Kenna pleads, insisting she's changed. But Ledger doesn't budge. His loyalty to Scotty and his protectiveness of Diem outweigh any sympathy. The door is shut in her face. Rejected, Kenna rents a rundown apartment on the outskirts of town. The silence and peeling paint mirror her loneliness. Her only comfort is writing letters she's penned for years. To Scotty, confessing regrets and love. She writes nightly, pouring her soul into words she'll never send. Her pain is tethered to hope. One day, Diem might read them. The letters become her lifeline. Ledger vents his frustration to his friends and to his girlfriend, who urges him to consider what's best for Diem, not just what feels safe. But Ledger's walls are high, and his resentment for Kenna runs deep. Still, he struggles to hide Diem's curiosity when she asks about her mother. Ledger avoids answering, hoping to shield her from heartbreak. Inside, though, he wonders if Diem deserves the truth. His protective instincts war with guilt over denying the child her mother. Kenna begins working odd jobs in town, though locals treat her coldly. She's watched constantly, as if one wrong move will confirm their suspicions. Despite this, she shows determination, walking past Ledger's bar every day, refusing to disappear. One afternoon, she witnesses Diem playing in the park. Kenna stays hidden, her eyes brimming with tears. She realizes how much she's already missed. An unexpected ally appears. Lady, a kind older woman who once knew Scotty. Lady sees the sincerity in Kenna's eyes and offers quiet encouragement. She reminds Ledger that redemption is possible, though Ledger remains stubborn. Kenna leans on Lady, finally finding someone willing to hear her story. The friendship becomes a fragile anchor in her storm. For the first time, Kenna doesn't feel entirely alone. Ledger catches Kenna watching Diem from afar and explodes. He accuses her of stalking and threatens to have her barred from town. Kenna stands her ground, admitting her pain and her need to be part of her daughter's life. She refuses to retreat even when Ledger calls her selfish. Their fight is fierce, raw, and emotional. For the first time, Ledger sees the depth of her desperation. Kenna starts leaving notes for Ledger, not arguments but heartfelt letters. She shares her memories of Scotty, her regrets, and her dreams for Diem. Ledger reads them reluctantly, but the honesty disarms him. He finds pieces of the Kenna Scotty once loved hidden in her words. Though he doesn't trust her yet, his hatred softens slightly. The letters spark cracks in his armor. Ledger struggles privately. He begins to question his own motives. He loves Diem like a father, but knows he isn't her parent. Guilt gnaws at him for keeping her from her mother, even if he believes it's right. He confides in Lady, who urges him to consider forgiveness. Ledger resists, clinging to his anger as a shield, but the seed of doubt has been planted. Meanwhile, Kenna keeps writing to Scotty. Her memories pour out: the night of the accident, her guilt, the love that never died. She whispers apologies into the empty room, haunted by what she lost. The letters grow heavier, but also more hopeful. Kenna promises Scotty she'll prove herself worthy of Diem. She vows not to give up, no matter how long it takes. One evening, Diem spots Kenna by chance outside Ledger's bar. The child tilts her head curiously, asking, "Who is that lady?" Ledger freezes, panic and protectiveness flooding him. Kenna smiles weakly, resisting the urge to rush forward. Ledger quickly pulls Diem away, but the moment lingers. For the first time, Diem has seen her mother. Ledger confronts Kenna again, furious she didn't walk away. But Kenna gently insists Diem has the right to know her. She doesn't demand custody, only the chance to love her child. Her sincerity rattles Ledger, though he hides it behind anger. The encounter leaves him unsettled, unable to sleep. Kenna's words echo in his mind. Lady suggests a compromise, supervised visits, a small step toward trust. Ledger hesitates but agrees reluctantly, fearing it might confuse Diem. Kenna meets Diem properly for the first time in Lady's garden. Her hands shake as Diem asks simple questions, her innocence piercing Kenna's heart. It's a tender, tentative meeting filled with both joy and ache. Kenna leaves in tears, but with renewed hope. The visits continue, slowly thawing the ice. Diem begins drawing pictures of her two families, including her mom. Ledger watches carefully, torn between pride and fear. Kenna proves herself patient and gentle, never pushing too far. Ledger begins to see Diem's happiness grow, and that happiness starts to chip away at his resentment. One night, Ledger finds Kenna at her apartment, crying over unsent letters. He reads a few and is shaken by her raw honesty. For the first time, he sees the depth of her self-loathing and longing. His anger wavers, replaced by empathy. He admits to himself that Scotty might have wanted Kenna to try. It's the turning point he never expected. Ledger opens up to Kenna about Scotty, their friendship, their shared dreams. The conversation is tense but healing. Kenna listens, grateful to hear stories she missed. She admits her greatest fear, that Diem will grow up hating her. Ledger softens, realizing they both want the same thing. The animosity between them begins to transform into understanding. Kenna is given more time with Diem, small visits turning into afternoons. She begins to feel like a mother, even in little ways. Diem laughs, hugs her, and asks about her father. Kenna shares carefully, honoring Scotty's memory with tenderness. Ledger observes, seeing Kenna's love shine through. For the first time, he admits she might deserve this chance. Ledger offers Kenna a real olive branch, a seat at Diem's school recital. It's a small gesture but monumental for Kenna. She sits in the crowd, tears streaming as she hears Diem sing. Afterward, Diem runs into her arms without hesitation. The town watches silently, seeing a mother and daughter reunited. The moment marks a fragile but undeniable acceptance. Kenna finally earns a place in Diem's life, not as a replacement for the years lost, but as a mother moving forward. Ledger, though still protective, stands beside her as an ally instead of an enemy. Together they create a new kind of family, imperfect, but rooted in love. The letters to Scotty remain tucked away, reminders of the past and of her journey. The final scene shows Kenna reading one last letter aloud by Scotty's grave, Diem's hand in hers. She whispers, "We're gonna be okay."